Hello friends, this is Carrie and welcome back to I Like Reddit channel. I hope you all are staying safe and healthy. Today friends, we have 3 stories out of the Entitled Parents subreddit. Let's begin. Our first story is by mrmeboy. Entitled Mother thinks she owns my house. Cast: EM, Entitled Mother, EK, Entitled Kid, OP, me, GF, Girlfriend. Background: I live in a rather quiet apartment building, but as soon as this crazy witch moved in, I knew my situation was going to start getting crazy. I always try my best to be kind to my neighbors, and it wasn't any different with EM. I enjoy having small get-togethers in my apartment with a couple of my neighbors, so when the EM and her annoying kid moved into the building, I decided to invite them to a weekly Friday adult-only game night. Don't judge, this was pre-COVID. The party was set to begin at 7 p.m., but the EM came a good hour late. Our parties are adult-only because we have a lot of alcoholic beverages and weed set out. The EM decided to ignore the clear-as-day rules about kids not being allowed, and she decided to bring her little crotch goblin with her anyway. As soon as I see the kid, I tell her no kids allowed. But then she goes and says, "It's okay, he has my permission." I sigh and ask her to come back in 10 minutes. Now me and the neighbors have to clear out all the weed and alcohol and pack it up into the cupboards. She and her crotch goblin come back about 30 minutes later and immediately start eating all the food in my house. I'm really a non-confrontational person, so telling them to stop was a big no. This isn't even the story yet, it's just some background to explain the crap that went down. The story. COVID happened. My girlfriend is staying at my place during COVID because her parents both have existing conditions, and we went through the whole process of quarantine, testing, and eventual moving. So one day, I was out of the house getting some groceries when my girlfriend called me crying, saying she didn't feel safe in our apartment. Apparently my girlfriend was taking a shower when she heard someone moaning. She thought it was me, and she opened the curtain to see EK pleasuring himself and standing outside the open bathroom door. She screamed, slapped him, and kicked him out. Hearing this, I immediately rush home to comfort her, having absolutely no clue how this little crotch goblin got into our apartment. As soon as I get home, I see the EM standing outside my apartment banging on the door, maskless of course. I tap her on the shoulder and start to explain to her that she really needs to control her kid. I tried to be as nice as possible even though I was seething with anger. I tried to tell her that I understand his body is going through changes and that he has urges, but breaking into people's homes and doing stuff like this is not okay. Before I can finish, the EM goes off on me and she starts screaming that her son didn't break into anyone's house and that my girlfriend had no right to hit him. She said that she was going to call the cops and tell them that we assaulted her little crotch goblin. Even though at this point I'm literally about to slap her, I'm trying my best to stay calm and ask her how her little crotch goblin got into my house. The entitled mother starts screaming at me, and in her anger she lets it slip that during my neighborly meeting in the background section, she took one of my apartment keys. My brain just shut off. Girlfriend comes out hearing the commotion and apparently heard that the EM stole my keys. Girlfriend goes off. She says that she's calling the cops for stealing, breaking and entering, and invasion of privacy. At this point, my brain is still processing what the EM just said. EM screams back that in her rental agreement, she was given access to all the amenities of the apartment, and she somehow believed that my house belonged to them too. Keep in mind, I own my apartment. Girlfriend, true to her word, called the cops right then and there. The EM was arrested, but I don't know what happened after that. All I know is that we changed the locks and I got 2 new sets of house keys and gave one to my girlfriend and one to keep. We also bought one of those camera doorbell things. Edit. Wow guys, thanks for the huge response. I got a lot of questions asking how old the EK is. I don't exactly know how old he is. He looks 15 or 16. Edit 2. Holy moly. When I posted this, I tried to respond to everybody's comments, but now that's getting kind of difficult, so I'm going to try and make some broad statements and hope that it will answer your questions. My girlfriend and I are feeling much better. I showed her the post and went over a couple of the responses together. I have no clue what's wrong with the kid. He might be a little mentally unstable, but other than that, I have no clue why he acted like that. Also, I wanted to thank you guys for the upvotes and the awards. Thank you guys for all the help offered, and I hope that answers your questions. If you're enjoying the content so far, please put a heart emoji in the comments section down below. Our next story is posted by cookielover. Entitled Mom grabs my dog and gets upset when my dog panics. This just happened and I'm still in shock. And it's a bit of a long story, so hang tight. I, 23 female, always go for a long walk before work starts in the morning with my 11-month-old Scottish Terrier. He was rescued from a heavily abused household, so there's some quirks that he has that we're still working through. It's important to note that the price for purebred dogs in my country has skyrocketed, and there currently is a waiting list for over a year for people who want to adopt dogs because of the pandemic. There's a city park across the street from my flat with a primary school adjacent. In the park, there's a dog section where they're allowed to run free. As I'm walking, my dog pauses to pee on a tree. I had my AirPods in and I didn't hear this woman until she was very close to me. When I took them off, she started screaming at me that my dog was not allowed to pee on the grass near the school and that I should have known better. An important thing to note that because of my dog's history, when he gets nervous, he has a tendency to stay squatting in that position for over 10 minutes until he feels comfortable to go. And this woman raising her voice at us definitely made him nervous. I immediately apologized and said that I wasn't aware of this rule, but I'll definitely keep it in mind for next time. Since she was very close to me, neither of us were wearing masks. I tried to pull my dog away and find another spot for him to pee. My dog was very much stuck in the deer caught in the headlights mode and simply would not budge. Before I can get a chance to pick him up and walk away, this woman went up to my dog, grabbed him by the handle of his harness, and started walking away. This caused my dog to start to panic, and he was yelping at the top of his lungs. I ran up to her, not caring about the fact that neither of us were wearing masks, and I tried to grab my dog back from her. The woman actually kicked me hard enough that I fell on the ground and said verbatim, "I'm rescuing this dog away from you because clearly you're an abusive owner and he deserves better. My daughter has been waiting for a puppy and deserves to have this dog." Thankfully, since we had been so close to the park that I frequent 2 to 3 times a day, one of the people I'm friendly with heard the commotion and called the police. My dog has a GPS collar on him because I often take him to a family chalet where he's allowed to run free in a very rural area with fencing to prevent bears and other predators from coming onto the property. We were able to use an app to find my dog. When the police approached this woman, she concocted a story of her rescuing my dog and how the world has a way of working itself out because she had been looking for a dog because her daughter was such a good girl. Apparently, because dog theft is so common here, there is a procedure the police have to work through to verify the owner, asking to see the dog, his tags, and make sure that he was registered in my name. When the police asked her to recite the details on my dog's tags, she started screaming about how she had witnessed me abusing my dog and that it didn't matter that I technically was the dog's owner, that they shouldn't give him back because I deserved to rot in jail completely unprovoked. She actually thought that she would be able to take my dog away from me. The original event all took place close enough to the school that there was CCTV footage of the entire incident. The police officer who was helping me suggested that I go to the ER because of the kick that I received, because I was in a lot of pain. The entitled mother managed to inflict more damage than I thought she was capable of, and when the police asked if I wanted to press charges, I agreed. My dog and I are now spending the day on my couch, and I've taken the day off of work. The sheer level of entitlement that this woman felt towards my pet shocked me. I truly didn't realize that people like this actually exist in the world. TLDR. Random entitled mother grabs my dog and tries to keep him because she felt he was being abused, plus her little baby wanted a pet. The police got involved and I got my dog back. Our final story is by FireGod828. Entitled parents think they can park in my driveway because their kids are cranky and they want to go to the beach now. Get their car towed and nearly arrested. I used to live on the bottom floor of a 2-story house in a very popular beach town in North Carolina. I was in my mid-20s. The upstairs was rented out to 4 college-age guys, so 5 people, 5 cars, and a driveway built for 4. So one of us would either have to be on the grass or in a paid parking spot. If you had bills with your name and address, the city would give you a pass to park in certain paid spaces. Not a big deal, but finding a spot in the middle of summer was difficult. The house was maybe 100 yards from the beach, a pretty short walk, 5 minutes tops with beach gear and little ones. I would leave for work at 6:30 in the morning and return by 5 or 6 p.m. By the time I got home, most of the crowds would have gone, so the paid spot was easy for me to get. So I'd typically leave the driveway for the upstairs guys. One day I was running late and I didn't get out of the house until nearly 8. The other guys had already left and the driveway was empty. I'm walking out to my car and of course the lot is like 90% full. As I'm crossing the street, I see a minivan coming up and pull into my driveway. I didn't recognize it, so I waited to see if I knew them or if they knew the guys upstairs. Out steps a polo shirt, visor, bowling shorts dad, an overly peppy mom with 3 screaming kids. I backtrack up. Excuse me, do you know the tenants upstairs or have permission to park here? EM. I don't care. No one's parked here and Billy Bob and Brandy have to get to the beach. Me. There's 5 other people living here, myself included. We need to be able to park. EM. Oh, so where's your car if you live here? Me. In the spot there, because I have a pass and entitled dad. Don't lie to us. You're here just the same as us, upset to know how we got to park for free. Me. I'm not lying. Dude, it's 8 a.m. and I'm wearing a uniform. EM. I don't have to listen to you. We're gonna park and you can do whatever you want. My children have to get to the beach. You're ruining our vacation, so go away. Meanwhile, her kids are climbing on my fence and trees, playing in and out of the street. Me. Okay, I'll just have your car towed and you can deal with it later. The entitled dad gets in my face, practically nose to nose. Try it and see. This isn't your house. You're just a little brat. Mind you, I'm 5'11" and roughly 190 pounds, and in fairly good shape. Me. Okay, have a nice day. So I went out to my car and waited until they were pretty much at the beach. Like I said, very short walk. So I go inside and look up the tow service on the other side of town. Hello, yes? I'd like to report a car illegally parked on my property. Address 123, street name. Sir, that's an hour away. Yeah, I know. I'm not paying. That's okay, it's their problem. Okay, be there in an hour and a half. Called my boss and told him I wasn't going to be in today, and explained what happened. And he was a pretty easygoing guy and told me to just keep him informed. The tow truck arrives and the van is gone. I leave my car in the spot and wait until 10:30 a.m. or so. Sometime around 2 or 3 p.m., there's a very angry knock at my door. Internal thoughts. This is gonna be fun. Imagine the shock when I answer the door, beer in hand and grinning like an idiot. Me. Can I help you? Entitled dad and entitled mom. You! Where's our van? How did you get in here? Me. Here's the card the tow truck driver gave me. Your car's been towed across town. Have a fun cab ride. Me. Yes? The entitled dad is now trying to get into my house. You better get us our van back, or I'm gonna kick your butt and have you arrested. Me. Get out of my house and calls the cops. Not gonna change anything. I managed to shove him out the door and get the door closed and locked. Now I wait. 20 minutes of angry knocking and yelling. Finally around 4 p.m., I see some blue lights and there's a much more polite knock on my door. I grew up on the beach and a small number of locals, and I know like 70% of the locals. Police, bartenders, shop owners, residents, know a lot of people on the island. Me. Oh hey Garrett, how's it going? Garrett. It's good. These people said that you stole their van and broke into this house? Me. Nope. They pulled into my driveway as I was leaving for work and pulled an attitude and walked away and said I couldn't do anything. So I called Lou on the other side of town and had their van towed there. I even gave them his card and offered to let them use my phone. EM. He's lying. He stole our car. I demand he be arrested. ED storming up behind the officer. If you don't arrest him, I'll have you fired. This is ridiculous. Garrett. Sir, back up. I'm gonna figure this out. The entitled dad now shoved past the officer. This is crap. Working his way into my house again. Garrett is able to pull him out and manage to get him pressed up against his car. Sir, you are trespassing now. Looking over at me. Would you like to press charges? Me. Can you keep him in your car until their cab gets here? Garrett. Yeah. I mean, I've got to get statements and everything, so I gave my statement and went inside and grabbed a beer and went out the back door, up the steps and around to the second floor porch. And there I sat smiling until their cab came around 5 to 5:30. My upstairs neighbors showed up, but they didn't play any part in the story. That's all the stories I have for today. Links to the original Reddit post will be in the description box below. Please stop on by Reddit to show the OP some love and an upvote. If you enjoy my videos, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification to let you know when I upload new videos. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.